What wild and uncomfortable kisses have happened on live TV? For as crazy as scripted TV and reality television can be, the most authentic, and arguably uncomfortable, moments actually tend to happen on live television. Nikki McKibbin, a fan-favorite finalist on American Idol's very first season, passed away suddenly at the age of 42 from a brain aneurysm. Now, the show is releasing a statement on her sudden death and mourning her loss. Nikki McKibbin was an incredible talent and we are deeply saddened by the news of her passing. Whether it's on an awards show, a live newscast, or a talk show, live TV tends to keep things, well, realer than real. She was part of our American Idol family and will be truly missed. Every so often, things get downright unpredictable, too. It seems nearly every time an awards show rolls around, there's some kind of shocking moment that leaves fans with their jaws on the floor. Yes, we're looking at you, Kanye West. What's really going on with Kanye, anyway? However, what's even more cringe-worthy than running on stage and stealing a mic are the many awkward kisses that have happened on live TV. Our hearts and prayers go out to her family and friends during this difficult time, the show tweeted. You can see what some of Nikki's fellow American Idol contestants wrote about her passing right here. Our continued thoughts are with Nikki's loved ones during this difficult time. Nikki McKibbin was an incredible talent and we are deeply saddened by the news of her passing. These uncomfortable, overly passionate, and unplanned pucker-up moments between stars have made major headlines over the years, and are always entertaining to look back on. She was part of our American Idol family and will be truly missed. Read on to reminisce about the wildest and most uncomfortable kisses that have occurred on live television. Madonna's unexpected kiss with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera was wild and uncomfortable. When it comes to iconic awards show moments, few are as unforgettable as Madonna's three-way smooch with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. Our hearts and prayers go out to her family and friends during this difficult time. American Idol at American Idol, November 1, 2020. The three pop stars hit the stage at the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards, delivering a sensual performance from start to finish. But things got especially steamy toward the end of the number when Madonna leaned in towards Spears to plant a kiss right on her lips. Madonna was sure to share the love, and quickly turned to Aguilera to give her a kiss, too. When the crowd realized what had just occurred, they roared with applause, seemingly appreciative of the on-stage PDA. Spears opened up about the moment later that year in an interview with MTV News via Us Weekly, saying that things didn't really get too hot and heavy. No one slipped anybody the tongue, she explained. It was just a kiss, a nice kiss. Nice or naughty, the shock factor the kiss brought to the VMA stage made it one of the most wild and uncomfortable in the show's history. Rebel Wilson shared a wild and uncomfortable kiss with Eddie Izzard at the 2016 BAFTAs in what was one very unexpected pairing. Rebel Wilson, who's undergone a stunning transformation, and 58-year-old Eddie Izzard got it on at the 2016 BAFTA Awards in London. As ET Canada reported, host Stephen Fry kicked off the night's festivities by introducing a Valentine's Day-themed kiss cam, and Wilson and Izzard embraced the surprise all the way. The two actors were sitting next to each other in the audience when the kiss cam panned over them. Izzard didn't miss his chance to plant a wild and uncomfortable kiss on the much younger actress, pulling her in for what felt like an eternity. Afterwards, Wilson looked completely taken aback. So, clearly, she wasn't expecting the kiss to happen either. As it turns out, Wilson and Izzard weren't the only celebrities who took part in an unexpected kiss that night. When the kiss cam panned over Leonardo DiCaprio, he was coerced into kissing Maggie Smith's cheek, though Smith didn't look like she was complaining. Bryan Cranston also shared a smooch with Julianne Moore, but no one kiss was as passionate as Izzard and Wilson's shining moment. Charlize Theron once received a wild and uncomfortable kiss on the derriere. Comedian Dane Cook is the king of uncomfortable, and that's exactly how he made the audience of The Tonight Show with Jay Leno feel when he kissed Charlize Theron right on the bum during an October 2015 appearance on the talk show. The cheeky moment came mid-interview, as Cook gushed over the actress, saying she was beautiful and a talented monster, before admitting he was totally kissing her butt. Theron took the comment literally, and stood up and bent over, gesturing for him to do just that. Not one to be shy, Cook literally planted his lips on her derriere, shocking those in attendance. Afterwards, Cook reflected on the wild and uncomfortable kiss on Twitter, sharing the clip for his followers to see. In celebration of my lady friend Charlize Theron at Charlize Africa here's me kissing, literally, her ass, he wrote alongside the video. Judging from Theron's smile, she didn't mind the sexy moment one bit. One female news anchor was completely caught off guard by a wild and uncomfortable kiss. One would think that on the job, you'd be safe from unexpected and uncomfortable PDA. But that wasn't the case for one female news anchor, who received a wild and uncomfortable kiss from a coworker on live television. It was during a New Year's Eve broadcast from both reporters that the smooch went down, and it will instantly make you cringe upon watching it. Happy New Year everybody. Alright Chicago, you ready? The male news anchor can be heard asking at the start of the video clip. From there, he completely caught his female coworker off guard when the clock struck midnight. I think in China, they're celebrating the Year of the Dog, so here we go, he said, trying to rationalize the kiss. His coworker instantly pulled away and laughed it off, but it was evident she was pretty uncomfortable through it all. When it came to this TV kiss, professionalism in the workplace went straight out the window. Amy Schumer and Amber Rose shared a wild and uncomfortable kiss at the 2015 MTV Movie Awards. When it comes to spicy celebrity kisses, Amy Schumer and Amber Rose's hot and heavy moment at the 2015 MTV Movie Awards just might take the cake. The two ladies sat directly next to each other at the awards show, but they didn't just fill their night with meaningless banter. As Time reported, at one point, they leaned in and locked lips during a wild and uncomfortable kiss. The smooch was unexpected, but it wasn't completely out of the blue. The two stars dove in for the kiss when MTV's Kiss Cam fell on them during a commercial break. Then in April 2016, a year after the famous smooch, Schumer reflected on the moment. She took to Instagram, posting a screenshot of their PDA. "Happy anniversary," she wrote, before tagging Rose. Apparently, the kiss brought Schumer and Rose closer together, as two stars wound up forming a friendship after the awards show. Nick Cannon once shared a wild and uncomfortable kiss with a stranger. Reality competition shows tend to get pretty intense, something the former host of MTV's Wild 'N Out Nick Cannon knows all too well. So when he appeared on America's Got Talent in 2015, things got a little wild, but he was down for the ride. During the show, which was taped in front of a live studio audience, the rapper shared a wild and uncomfortable kiss with a stranger on stage. You see, one of the talents featured on the show was that of intimacy expert Joanna Kennedy, who decided she was going to show the audience how to seduce their partner. Using Cannon as an example, she paired him with a random woman from the audience, and told him where to place his hands and how to position his lips. Unfortunately, the judges weren't fans of Cannon's kissing skills. The sensual moves he put on the woman failed to impress, and wound up being more awkward than sexy, resulting in the intimacy coach getting the boot. This reporter took a stand after an especially wild and uncomfortable kiss. There's a fine line between uncomfortable and downright unacceptable. Sarah Rivest, a Kentucky television reporter, unfortunately learned this when she was caught completely off guard when a stranger kissed her on the cheek during a live segment. Yikes. After the fact, Rivest spoke out about the wild and uncomfortable kiss, shedding a light on sexism in the journalism industry. "I was shocked, but my nervous laughter does not equate to approval of his actions," she shared in a conversation with reporter Don G. via NBC News. "This embarrassed me, and it made me feel uncomfortable and powerless." Rivest went on to detail why the out-of-the-blue kiss should be considered harassment, and shouldn't be taken lightly. Journalists in the field, especially women, again just trying to do their jobs, experience harassment like this all of the time, and it is not okay, she continued. "When you put your hands on me or anyone else without their approval, that is wrong." Jimmy Kimmel came close to sharing a wild and uncomfortable kiss with Rihanna. One of the most cringe-worthy, near kisses of all time might be the moment when Jimmy Kimmel baited Rihanna, who's undergone a stunning transformation, by asking her to reenact the famous Lady and the Tramp spaghetti kiss using a Twizzler. Of course, it was all for a good cause. As the University of Utah reports, the famous Twizzler challenge was started by a group called New York Collaborates for Autism, so Kimmel proposed they do the challenge for Autism Awareness Month.
The famous singer met Kimmel's Twizzler on Jimmy Kimmel Live with light interjections and giggles, as he placed one end in her mouth and the other end in his. They slowly chewed their way close to each other's lips, until Kimmel finally pulled away. Was it flirty or creepy? Judging by the laughter and applause afterwards, we'll say flirty, but the near wild and uncomfortable kiss certainly raised eyebrows, including Rihanna's. Still, the singer went on to nominate another couple to do the challenge. Jim Parsons was mentioned, while Kimmel suggested Chewbacca for a partner. Sandra Bullock and Meryl Streep's wild kiss at the 2010 Critics' Choice Awards was uncomfortable. One can only imagine Meryl Streep's inner monologue when Sandra Bullock, who's undergone a stunning transformation, planted a wild and uncomfortable kiss on her lips at the 2010 Critics' Choice Awards. Bullock initiated the iconic award show kiss after lobbing a competitive and aggressive sneer at Streep, when she famously beat her out of the Best Actress award via the New York Daily News. Of course, Bullock's sneer was in good fun, and made it known she truly loves Streep. In an interview on The Graham Norton Show via HuffPost, the Miss Congeniality actress claimed that Streep was asking for it. "She was egging me on this entire time," Bullock quipped. By the lip-licking looks the two actresses gave each other before the bold moment, perhaps Bullock is telling the truth. Streep also sent her 3 dead orchids after she won the Academy Award in 2010 with a note that said, "Die, B*TCH. Love, Meryl." Not only are Streep and Bullock two of the greatest actresses out there, they also have a sexy sense of humor. Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Bryan Cranston's lengthy awards show kiss was wild and uncomfortable. When taking a walk down Emmy memory lane, it's almost impossible not to recall when Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Bryan Cranston shared a wild and uncomfortable kiss. Why was it so surprising, you ask? Well, for starters, Louis-Dreyfus and Cranston were both married at the time. The shocking moment went down while Louis-Dreyfus and Cranston were presenting an award, but as Louis-Dreyfus told Elle, there was some planning to the kiss. "Bryan and I were talking on the phone about what we were going to do for the presenting bit," she explained. "We were kind of going through it, and then it dawned on me that this would be a nice part 3 of the joke." Louis-Dreyfus even asked her husband for permission before planting a smooch on another man's lips. "I asked my husband if he was okay with that, he said, sure, and Bryan checked with his wife and she said, sure," she continued. Seeing as the two actors previously worked together on Seinfeld, both parties and fans knew it was all in good fun. Dustin Hoffman and Niall Horan's wild and uncomfortable kiss shocked fans. One Direction has one of the most rabid fanbases in the world, so their fans always stay up to date on their romantic endeavors. However, one of Niall Horan's most public kisses of 2012 wasn't with a lover, but with actor Dustin Hoffman. Yep, you read that right. During an appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman, Hoffman appeared alongside all of the 1D bandmates. Apparently, the actor was feeling extra flirty that night. "Do you mind if I sit on your lap?" he first asked Letterman. After the talk show host gave him a firm no, Hoffman sat next to Horan on the couch, before forcefully grabbed his face. Hoffman then planted a wild and uncomfortable kiss on Horan that left him squirming and trying to come up for air. Mind you, these two are 57 years apart, so fans were understandably very put off by the bizarre live TV moment. Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams' wild and uncomfortable kiss dropped jaws. Let's be honest, some kisses are better left in the bedroom. But The Notebook co-stars Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling left it all on the floor at the 2005 MTV Movie Awards. After starring in the romance film together, they eventually struck up an IRL relationship. While some Hollywood couples may try to keep their personal lives under wraps, Gosling and McAdams let fans in on a wild and uncomfortable kiss on awards show night. As E! News reported, things got beyond hot and heavy between the two stars that night as they accepted the award for Best Kiss. Sure, they initially won the award for the film work, but everyone forgot about that after seeing their steamy on-stage makeout sesh. The two lovebirds passionately ran towards each other and wrapped one another up in a tight embrace as they made out for what felt like an eternity. Adrien Brody and Halle Berry shared a wild and uncomfortable kiss at the 2003 Academy Awards. Adrien Brody surprised presenter Halle Berry with a wild and uncomfortable kiss when she announced he'd won the Oscar for his work in The Pianist. However, the smooch didn't exactly sit well with Berry. She eventually spoke out in an interview on Watch What Happens Live, explaining the kiss was not planned and she knew nothing about it. "I was like, what is happening right now? That was what was going through my mind," she recalled. "And because I was there the year before and I know the feeling of being out of your body." Then, in a 2015 Vanity Fair interview, Brody described it as one of the most memorable moments in his life. "You could say time slowed down by the time I had finished kissing her," he shared. "It was amazing." Were they flashing the sign because your time was truly up, or did the producers want to get the wildly inappropriate moment over with as soon as possible? Time is telling. This reporter never saw this wild and uncomfortable kiss coming. Getting interrupted on the job is never ideal, and when you have a high-pressure job such as being a live news reporter, distractions can ruin an entire broadcast. That's just what happened to one local news reporter mid-sentence when she was accosted by a passer-by who decided to give her a wild and uncomfortable kiss. Clearly caught off guard, the reporter was speechless, and gave the camera a blank stare as she tried to find words for what had just happened. "Oh wow, Kathy," her coworker lamented, proving the moment was uncomfortable for those watching too. The man who planted the kiss on the reported clearly didn't have any remorse for his actions, and quickly dashed away after the encounter was over. And while some of the kisses on this list may have been shocking in a good way, for this reporter, one can hardly blame her for grimacing the whole way through.